Hello, I am Hannah Hips, and I wanted to share today of just how busy our life is and how there's so much coming at us all the time. We are either like we have our phones, they're going off, emails, phone calls, text messages, we got the TV, we have work, we have all of these things that are demanding our attention. And when it demands our attention, we're kind of split in all different ways, and things are always just like really loud outside of us. And I wanted to talk about just how important it is to be in stillness and in quiet spaces, and how that really is such a practice that we have to do this day and age, because there's so much stimulation outside of us, so much going on, that we really have to work to create that quiet space. And oftentimes we don't want to be in that quiet space, because when we are in that quiet space, our mind starts to like go on to different places, and we get to attach things, and we think about things, and we really start to question ourselves or doubt ourselves, or think poor things about ourselves. So the practice is being able to be in stillness and quietness. And when it doesn't mean your thoughts stop. That's never going to happen, right? And it doesn't mean you don't think about anything. It doesn't mean you don't do anything, but it's like, can we be in a space where there's no noise? Maybe quiet music in the background is fine, but what does it actually feel like to be in a quiet space without having any additional noise inside? Because we either have a noisy brain or a quiet brain. And me and my business partner talk about this all the time, because she has a loud brain. Her brain is always going and very like loud, and she talks a lot. Me, on the other hand, I have a quiet brain because I don't really necessarily have to talk a lot. I can be in stillness, and my brain doesn't really like go crazy. So actually understanding that of like how to navigate your brain and how you can be in quiet spaces. And sometimes it's like we always feel like we have to be doing something too. And that's fine to feel like always feel like you have to be doing something. But to be able to be in stillness and be with yourself, be with your thoughts, be with your heart, be with you. And what does that actually feel like? I know for me, when I do have quiet times, because my life is very full and fun and amusing, and to connect with me again, to feel grounded in my life, it helps me just remember who I am, because we can get lost in our work or our relationships or our kids, and we get lost of like who we are at the core. And I think it's important that we remember who we are at the core. We don't really think about the beauty that we have inside and the ability to overcome or have courage or be love. All of those qualities that we are inside, we get lost with the distractions of life. And so being in that quiet space will help you reconnect to that amazing self that you are. Remind you of taking advantage of quiet space, and then maybe like just being curious of like what it actually feels like to be in that quiet space. Is your brain constantly going so you're not necessarily present? Or can we be in a quiet space and really observe and be present? And what happens when you're present? What happens when you are connecting deep to yourself, to the moment, looking at the, like while you're thinking about while you drive, like looking at the trees, the surroundings, because how many times are we driving to work and we don't remember how we got there because we're stuck in our head. But if we're like really present and paying attention, it's like we get to see the beauty around us and get to enjoy the little things in life. It slows us down. I'm all about a slow down life. Like, how can we slow things down, because life is fast? And how can we distract ourselves less and be more present and be more connected? I remember I worked with a client once, and I said, hey, spend 2 minutes, 5 minutes just sitting and looking out at nature. And it was so tremendously hard for her. She like fought me on it and didn't want to do it. She's like, no way, that just sounds crazy. But she did it, and like she said, it really helped her a lot, and she now does it on a regular basis because it just brings calm. If that is like one way to reduce your nervous system, or reduce the stress in your nervous system, and to like be settled and grounded, because it's easy to just come out of our body, and the whole point is to be more in our body, more present and slower and more in a relaxed state and out of that stress state, because living in a stress state day in, day out can really put a number on your immune system, your health, your just ability to do anything, and really focusing on that. Our nervous system is such a huge thing, and I'll always talk about it because our nervous system loves slow. Our digestive system loves slow. Our health loves slow. And we live in a fast, fast world. Can we learn to slow down in this fast world? That is the test, right? So today, again, I invite you to take a few minutes just to be in quiet space. What does that feel like? Be curious about it. What comes up for you? Is it challenging? Is it hard? Is it like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting to do this forever, and why haven't I done this sooner? You get to play with that a little bit. All right. Good night.